Dr. Garth Davis, a fairly outspoken person in the vegan community, recently did a video touching on essentially every single negative thing you could bring up in regards to meat. We're going to take a look at what he has to say and explain why he didn't do his research, how he's misinterpreting data, and that Dr. Garth Davis doesn't actually understand what makes a study credible. These studies are not credible. This is junk science. We need to stop playing defense against these vegans and get on the offense.
What's up, guys? I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day. So today, guys, let's talk about something really serious, because I thought that this debate was finished. I thought that it was very clear that eating plants are healthier for you than eating meat. Now, apparently I am wrong, because there's been a huge surge of the carnivore diet going on YouTube, and I guess this debate is wide open. So I was on YouTube last week, and I came across a vegan doctor by the name of Dr. Garth, and he came out with a great video about kind of answering to the why I'm not vegan anymore, and I thought that he brought up a ton of points, and I thought this guy was absolutely on fire and on point. And then I also have been following this carnivore diet guy by the name of Frank Tufano, and this guy is honestly very well spoken. He looks pretty good, and he's really coming across with a ton of facts. Been having a lot of debates with doctors and freaking anti-vegans, and making video after video about how the vegan diet is unhealthy and the carnivore diet is superior. So I was watching him talk to an ex-vegan. I thought that both of these guys were just talking out their ass, just kind of bringing up mundane points and not really going into like what's going on. And when he's talking to these ex-vegans, they're both clearly on the same side, and they're just lobbing up passes and just hitting it out of the park and just playing back and forth really nice. And now I thought, since Frank is so well spoken, I want to see him go against my boy Dr. Garth with some facts, because I thought that Frank couldn't hold a candlestick to actually somebody who knew what they were talking about. And then 2 days ago he posted a video and he debunks his whole video, and it was absolutely crazy to see. So I gotta give Frank some big props on actually stepping to the plate and going against some doctors that actually know their facts. Now, in this video, I mean, both these guys are tossing around a bunch of big words. Honestly, I gotta go back and do some research, because they're talking about all these compounds and how cholesterol affects the body and how they're absorbed by the body. And honestly, I'm not a mathematician. I don't understand exactly what's going on here. So I decided to do some research and really look into this for myself. And it turns out, guys, I don't even know where I'm looking or where to find the correct information. It seems like every study has been debunked, or somebody has something to say against it, and it's really hard to find the right information. So if you guys know any correct information, please let me know where to actually look, because having people like Frank Tufano going around spitting all these facts, we gotta know what we are talking about. And it seems like in the video against him that he's somehow, I'm sure he's convinced that he won this debate over and over again. But honestly, now if we can make this happen, if the YouTube gods are listening, get these guys in a debate with each other, because honestly, I would pay money to see this.
I would like to focus on these things more. I would like people to talk about these things more and use them to discredit a vegan diet more. It's just, they don't really get a lot of traction. Anti-nutrients in grains and legumes lead to leaky gut and anemia, iron deficiency, all of these issues that vegans clearly develop. B12 deficiency. There is not one vegan out there that has normal vitamin D3 levels. These things are just swept under the rug. No one cares.
So having Frank and Garth talk about all these facts, honestly, I don't really have a lot to contribute. All I can really say is this, is that I haven't had meat in 10 years. I've been vegan for 7 or 8 years now. I feel fantastic. If I needed meat to survive, I would probably be dead by now, but I feel great. And oh man, that noise.
Why did it do it now?
And all I know is this, Frank, is that I am 31 years old. My skin looks great. I feel great. I don't wear any makeup in my vids. And my dad always taught me, beware of the salesman. Because, bro, you push so much product. You have so many links in your freaking description. It would be hard to believe that you are not trying to cash in on this carnivore thing. And I even see it in every single one of your streams is donate to PayPal. Mods are freaking posting it every minute. Donate to PayPal. Like, dude, you are really just trying to suck this in for yourself.
I think the real solution here is to focus on food quality, stop treating animals so poorly, raise them how they're supposed to, consume high quality animal foods, consume high quality plant foods. But who knows? Not going to happen in my lifetime. At least I don't think so. So if you guys would like to support the channel, please subscribe, like, and share the video. I would force you to if I could, but you know, community guidelines, a little bit of this and that, and not too easy to do. If you guys would like to check out my Amazon shop, Patreon, I got a couple products, nutrient-dense stuff on my Amazon you guys can check out, like cod liver and vitamin D3 supplements. If you guys want to go on my Patreon, I do have exclusive videos, and I do answer more in-depth questions on my Patreon. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You guys can check out my hygiene products like my lip balm on my website, frank-tufano.com. I also have a deodorant, tooth powder, pomade, and moisturizing cream. You guys will love this stuff. Try it out. If you guys want to reach out to me for one-on-one consultations in regards to improving your overall nutrient density, reducing inflammation in the diet, being a perfect version of yourself, you can send me an email, frank-a-tufano@gmail.com.
And while we are on the topic of being selfish, bro, this is the one thing, and the one thing that I also have to contribute to this conversation. And Frank, I gotta say this. You mentioned at the end of your video about the best way to have a carnivore diet is you know, everything is freaking grass-fed and properly raised. Well, bro, even with the meat consumption needs of the planet right now, factory farming is absolutely essential to maintain all of that demand, as well as if everyone is going to have grass-fed beef, we are going to need like 7 or 8 planets to kind of facilitate that kind of action, especially if you want everybody on the planet to like start consuming 80, 90, or 100% all meat diet. That is absolutely crazy, absolutely unsustainable. And by the way, man, you talk about how vegans are freaking malnourished, we're low in this, we're low in that, you know. The only supplement I take is a B12 supplement. That is the only thing that I need. But I noticed at the end of your video that you are pushing all these different kinds of supplements as well. So I mean, if you're pushing a diet that has everything, why are you now offering the supplements on your end? So I'm really kind of confused here. All I know is that I really want to see Frank get in a real debate with Garth. Please make this happen. So we are going to be getting into the video now that Frank posted, and I am just going to show a couple of the main points in this 30-minute video, and I really want you guys to tell me what you guys think, as well as please tell me some studies and who's right and who's wrong, because guys, we need to get to the bottom of this. Just know that I love you guys, and it's fruits and vegetables for life. And it's getting down to the truth for the win.
These vegans are blind to anything that contradicts their viewpoint. In the case of the studies I'm talking about here, I'm sorry, you might need an IQ of about 95 to interpret this. I know it's a bit difficult for some of these vegan doctors to open their minds and do a little bit of research, but it's not too hard to figure out. They just don't want to figure it out. Lack of fresh foods. The reason that Arctic explorers would get scurvy, or people get scurvy in general, is because the lack of fresh food in the diet. Even when these Arctic explorers had access to fresh meat, if they had cooked it for too long or boiled it for too long, they would still suffer from scurvy. So if you guys want to look more into the vitamin C content of meat or scurvy, some great resources are a German nutrition database that I will provide in the comments below, as well as a book called The Fat of the Land. Throughout the rest of this video, in regards to things that vegans are trying to claim in regards to studies, they like to isolate substances outside of meat, use them in unrealistic doses in rats, and then claim that meat is carcinogenic based on this isolation in a rat study. It just doesn't make any sense.
You also get saturated fat. We know from saturated fat that It raises cholesterol. A lot of these people on ketosis diets, we saw in a recent study in a randomized controlled trial, increased their cholesterol by 40%. LDL cholesterol, that is a really bad result, because from the Cooper study, we know that increases in cholesterol are associated with heart disease, irrespective of any other factors. In other words, in the Cooper study, they followed for 10 years, 30,000 people that were otherwise healthy. They just had a high LDL cholesterol, and they saw a substantial amount of increase in mortality and morbidity because of that. And so that increase in cholesterol is important. We also know that saturated fat is tied with cancers.
So I'm not going to sit here and explain why the lipid hypothesis is a hypothesis and that cholesterol isn't actually the cause of heart disease. We did a whole live stream on this on Saturday. The basic summary is inflammation, oxidized cholesterol, and high blood pressure are what cause heart disease, not LDL cholesterol. This is clinging to old science and complete nonsense. If we actually take a look at this Cooper study that he's talking about, we see the relative risk is not high enough to adjust for confounding factors. So this is an aspect of what makes a study credible. That in conjunction with anti-nutrients can cause leaky gut. Or in the case of a vegan diet, if anti-nutrients are consumed in large enough amounts, leaky gut is literally correlated directly to substances like lectins in legumes. People that go on a high-fat keto diet or a carnivore diet with plenty of animal foods actually heal their gut issues, yet you are claiming the opposite. The anecdotes say otherwise. All of these people go on vegan diets and they get gut issues. All of these people go on carnivore diets and they heal their guts, but you're saying the opposite. I wonder who I should believe. He is literally talking out his ass. On the